It was not that long ago where we had race segregation. There were different water fountains for you to drink out of based on the color of your skin. Okay, it was normal back then to think of white and black as separate, to judge, to have this idea of who that person was based on their race. Okay, and now it's more normal to accept everyone, for no matter what your race is. We have interracial marriage. We have people of all color who are CEOs and on television and every career path and every status. In fact, we had a president that was half white, half black, right? So the times have changed. And the reason that they've changed is because people came together and they're like, enough of this bullshit. We're going to come together and create a movement and change the norm. Okay? So back then, we also had the expectation that women are to bear children and that's her only purpose. Get married, cook food, take care of the children, right? And we know now that that's not normal, although it's still this disentanglement from this belief. You know, women who are choosing to be child-free are considered feminists or selfish or whatever. There's a whole long list of judgment of separating us from our femininity. And even in Russia, apparently they're sending women to therapists if they choose they don't want to have children because they believe that there's something mentally wrong with them. Okay, so there's a problem here. And so what do we do when we have a problem and we want change? We come together to make the change. We create the movement. So part of the reason I'm hosting this retreat in Costa Rica for child-free women is because I want all of us to come together and first of all, release all of the baggage, all of the pain, any of the anger, any of the things that are lingering in our fields, all those emotions that are holding us back. And then we're going to reprogram ourselves. We're going to update our own systems. We already know we made the choice, but we have to strengthen that choice together as a whole. And then once we do that, and we know who we are, and we know that that's okay, we go back home with this coded medicine, and we imprint it in our home. And we send the frequency back to where we live. And there's a resonance within us that the resonance around us entrains with, okay? This isn't about going around with signs saying, I'm child-free and it's okay. No. This is about embodiment. This is about knowing who you are, coming with a group of women and really remembering even stronger of like, this is okay. And I'm an ambassador for this work. Not that I have to like go out and speak it, but I have to embody my choice and know that it's okay. So that next time, say someone comes to me and gives me shit, like the uncle on Christmas, I don't have to get angry at him anymore. I already left those emotions at the retreat in magical Costa Rica. I don't need to access that anymore. Instead, I'm accessing from this new template, the one that I've embodied when I was in Costa Rica with this group of women who were like-minded. I've already learned who I am now to a new upgrade, and now I'm going home. And so when Uncle says something to me, I'm not bothered by it. I'm mostly like, oh, I'm so sorry that you still believe that old program. I'm sorry that you were in that space. And it doesn't bother me because I am strong and sovereign and fully more capable and know who I am. That's okay that you feel that way. That it doesn't bother me because this is my life, right? And you're more embodied to know how to talk to children or talk to anybody that might judge you or make you feel uneasy at one point, but not anymore because you're sovereign, you're strong, you're embodiment, you're creating a new movement. There's no segregation here. You're helping the merge. You're helping the new norm, which is no matter what your race is, male or woman, you can be child free and that's okay. And if someone has a problem with it, that's the old outdated program. We are now coming together and creating this new movement of acceptance. And again, this isn't about being flashy about it. This is about embodying that frequency and knowing who you are, and then going back home and imprinting that in your field, not only in your life, but you are butterflying, affecting this change around the world, right? This is how change happens, when we come together and then we make the change. Think of also if you do your own yoga practice and how it flows versus if you go to a yoga class, and how when you're at the class, you deepen your practice because everybody around you is doing the same thing. You're all together, amplifying your energy. This is why we do retreats, y'all. This is not a resort. This is a retreat. This is where we come to do the work. We heal together and we learn together and we be better together. And then we go home and we're just so much more elevated and more advanced in our knowledge of ourselves. So if you're feeling called to come to Costa Rica and embody this child-free movement, This is one of the many things that are going to be happening during this retreat. Of what you're going to be gaining is a better sense of embodiment, of remembering who you are. And again, it doesn't matter when you've chosen to be child free, whether you were young or you just came to this pivot now. It doesn't matter when. You still have some layer of baggage, I'm sure. You know, whether it's anger, resentment, or whatever. You might not have grief, or sadness, but you might still have a little bit of like pissed offness that people judge you. Whatever it is, you still might want to be part of this movement or this community, you know? And so that's why this is here. It's for anybody who feels like, I'm a part of a yoga club, I'm part of a cooking club, I'm part of a sports club, and I'm also part of a child-free club. Like, we are multifaceted beings, and so we get to go tap into all the versions of ourselves and the communities of ourselves and be around other mirrors of ourselves and learn more about ourselves and how we want change to happen in the world based on our interests and our passions and our purpose. So hope to see you in Costa Rica during this retreat to help reinforce embodiment on our choices for freedom and sovereignty.